Hello, club president, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. Welcome to the Mind Academy Toastmaster Club. Club number 077174440. Area 53, Division L, District 79. We are about to commence 9th meeting of Mind Academy Toastmaster Club. My name is Anand Gangadharan, and I'm very glad to be our first speaker in this meeting as a sergeant at arms. I welcome you all to this great evening. I would like to begin by stating the mission of the Toastmaster Club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. We have 3 ground rules for this meeting. Number 1, mute your mic. Do not distract the speakers or assignees. Put your lovely ringtones of your mobile phones in silent mode. In this meeting, do not discuss about religion, sex, and politics. To preside over this meeting, we have an energetic and efficient Toastmaster who believes to move forward, it is an essential to move in the right direction. Yes, fellow Toastmasters and guests, please help me to welcome with thunderous round of applause our President, Toastmaster Balasubramaniam. Toastmaster Balasubramaniam, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Anand Gangadharan, for those energetic and inspiring setting the tone for the session. Thank you once again, Toastmaster Anand Gangadharan. Thank you. Our very own Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam stated once in an interesting way, here I quote, "Dream, dream, dream. Dream transforms into thoughts, thoughts transform into actions," I unquote. A very good evening to Toastmasters and respected guests. When actions are focused and done in a perseverant way, reaching the goals is imminent. We at Mind Academy Toastmasters Club pursue our objectives with similar hope and spirit, working within the boundaries laid by the Toastmasters International. Before we commence our today's session, I hereby request our club secretary, Toastmaster Mehul Chauhan, to take us through our previous minutes of meeting. Toastmaster Mehul Chauhan, over to you.
Thank you, President Bala. Here are the meetings of the 8th session held via Zoom meeting on 31st of August 2020. Here are the meetings of the Sergeant at Arms held called via Zoom meeting on 31st of August 2020. Here are the meeting of Mr. Bala Subramaniam. Welcome to all the guests called via Zoom meeting on 31st of August 2020. Here are the meeting of Mr. Bala Subramaniam. Welcome all the guests called via Zoom meeting on 31st of August 2020. Here are the meeting of Mr. Bala Subramaniam. Welcome all the guests on our Zoom meeting on 31st of August 2020. Here are the meeting of Mr. Bala Subramaniam. Welcome all the guests on our Zoom meeting on 31st of August 2020. Here are the meeting of Mr. Bala Subramaniam. Welcome all the guests on our Zoom meeting on 31st of August 2020. Here are the meeting of Mr. Bala Subramaniam. Welcome all the guests on our Zoom meeting on 31st of August 2020. Here are the meeting of Mr. Bala Subramaniam. Welcome all the guests on our Zoom meeting on 31st of August 2020. Here are the
and voice to Jubail community, a former teacher at IIS Jubail, and a beautiful MC at AMPS programs and contests. Welcome, Sri Rekha. I hope you enjoy our sessions. Is there anyone else who wants to welcome their guests, introduce them to the gathering? Yes, Madam Toastmaster Vijita, please.
Master of the day, I have with me a few guests. We have with us Mr. Bala and Mrs. Revati. We have Harisha, we have Geera, we have Reema, we have Smita. All of them have joined us as guests today, and I hope they like the session and soon will think about joining our club too. Thank you for joining us, all of you, and over to the Toastmaster today.
And Toastmaster today, I have my batchmate and Ramesh Shetan's niece and her husband, Mr. Manu and Madam Srikala. They are joining us here for this meeting. Welcome to Mind Academy Toastmasters Club, Mr. Manu and Madam Srikala.
Thank you, Murali. Thanks.
Welcome to all the guests and the distinguished Toastmasters. Today's evaluation session. Yes, President Bala.
Sorry for interrupting, TMOD. Thanks for all the club members for inviting eminent guests across the globe for being part of our today's session. Thank you to all. Over to you, TMOD. Sorry for that interruption.
Thank you. Today's education session of the meeting is further divided into three. The first session is the prepared speech sessions. The second one is the table topics. And the last is the evaluation or feedback session. To conduct these sessions, I have a wonderful team of assignees. I would like to call each one of them to introduce their respective roles. We are honored to have the versatile, energetic, distinguished Toastmaster Anit P. Kumar as our grammarian word master. Our club mentor, DTM Anit Kumar, is working with GEMS as an engineer in Sales and Marketing Division. He is currently the Area 29 Director. He has been past President of Periyar Toastmaster Club. He has won many accolades in speaking and evaluating at club, area and division levels. I request DTM Anit Kumar to introduce the word of the day and explain his role as grammarian and word master. Over to you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Jyoti Jain Warrior, for that awesome introduction. And today I have dual role to play. One is to be the word master, to introduce a new word, which I have already displayed here. The word that I would like to introduce is blossom. My second role is to be the grammarian, where I would closely watch and listen to all the good and not so good usages and try to note down the good usages as well as give areas of improvement for the not so good usages. Now let us come back to the word blossom. Blossom is actually an infant word. It is really a relative new word in the English dictionary. It is the actual meaning of blossom. It's an adjective, and the actual meaning is an individual who embraces their flaws and knows they are awesome. You can say awesome itself is a synonym of blossom. Breathtaking, amazing, stunning, all these things are synonyms of blossom. And antonyms you can say like boring, offensive, disgusting, weak. These are the antonyms of this word. Let me give you some of the usages. One is, yeah, it is blossom, all right, but he shouldn't have jumped off the roof into the pool like that. He would get hurt. This is one kind of usage that you can use. Or the Toastmasters gives you the ideal platform to bring out the blossomeness in you. Blossomeness. Instead of awesomeness, you can use blossomeness, because it's something that we understand that we understand our flaws, but we consider ourselves as an awesome person regardless. Or you can say we ought to lionize our military men for their blossom spirit and courage. If you find any difficulty in using this word, you can very well point at me, look at my head and say, the hairstyle of DTM Anit Kumar today, the grammarian and word master, is absolutely blossom. So thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster Jyoti Jain Warrior, and over to you. Bye.
Thank you, DTM Anit Kumar. Yeah, you are right that there's nobody who is flawless and everyone is awesome. Next, we have our general evaluator, Toastmaster Mehul Chauhan. He is a chemical engineer by profession. Working with Sadara Chemical Company, he's passionate about coaching, mentoring, and chemical engineering. He loves to travel and make new friends. I would like to add that he is a very pleasant-looking person with a natural sense of humor and a committed team member who is always generous with pointers or tips to help all of us, his fellow Toastmasters in the club. Toastmaster Mehul Chauhan, as the general evaluated, would you please list out your role?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Jyoti Madam. And thank you, Anit Chetta, for introducing a word flawless. I would like to be flawless also today evening. My role as a general evaluator is to observe and evaluate everything from the beginning to the end of the meeting. And I would lead a constructive evaluation session when called upon to do so. I will wrap up the entire proceeding of the meeting, complementing the good practices done, and I would like to introduce also areas of improvement, if any. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Jyoti Madam.
Excuse me, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Sorry for interrupting. Once again, I would like to emphasize that the word of the day is flawsome, not flawless. I saw two people using flawless. So please, the word of the day is flawsome. All right. All the best.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, flawsome.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Anit. Next is our timer, a club president in a new role. My. It's a pleasure to introduce our club president, Toastmaster Balasubramaniam RN, who will be keeping time during the speeches this evening. He's basically an instrument engineer, co-founder of Mind Academy. He's a sports enthusiast, fond of statistics. He is a dynamic, spirited leader of our club with good delegation and empowerment skills. Toastmaster Bala, please explain your role as timer tonight.
First of all, thanks a lot, Toastmaster of the Day, for those kind and positive words of mine. Thank you. Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a timer, I will time the prepared speeches, the table topic speeches, and the evaluation speeches. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using green, yellow, and red virtual backgrounds, which denotes specific time remainings. For prepared speeches for today's projects, the time limits are 5 to 7 minutes, with a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. At 5 minutes, I will change my background as green color. At 6 minutes, I will change my background as yellow color. At 7 minutes, I will change my background as red color, and it will stay red till the time the speech is completed. For TT speeches, the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds on the upper side. At 1 minute, I will change my background as green. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will change my background as yellow. At 2 minutes, I will change my background as red. For evaluation speeches, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds on either side. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green background. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I will change my background as yellow. At 3 minutes, I will change my background as red. I will share the timer's report when called upon to do so. One request to all the speakers of all the 3 categories, please pin my video when you are delivering your speech. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bala. Next, as an assignee, I have my vote counter, Toastmaster Azhar. Toastmaster Azhar is a senior systems engineer with Madain Alumnium. He has recently relocated to Jubail from Abu Dhabi with his beautiful family. He likes to make friends and improve his public speaking skills through Toastmastering. Thank you, Toastmaster Azhar, for making it to the meeting today despite your busy day. Please explain your role as vote counter.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Jyoti Chichi. Hello, are you able to hear?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yes. Thanks. It was a flawsome intro. As a vote counter, I generate the poll and collect the poll result after prepared speeches, TT and evaluation session. I will announce the best speakers selected in each category when called upon to do so. So normally we used to share the number, so you can vote the through chat, and you can even I am going to give my mobile number so that the vote can be also put on that mobile number also. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Azhar. Next is our TT Master, Toastmaster Rameshan Nambiar. Hailing from Kannur, Kerala, Toastmaster Rameshan Nambiar is a chemist with 35 years of experience in chemical, agrochemical, and plastics industries in the field of quality, technical support, management systems, strategy development, and technical marketing. He is currently working as the technical and quality manager with Gulf Stabilizers Industries in Jubail. He is a reliable and responsible team member who actively participate to see the magic of team happening through his efforts as well. Over to you, Toastmaster Rameshan Nambiar, to explain your role as TT Master.
Okay, thank you, Madam Toastmaster Jyoti Warrior, for the nice introduction. Good evening, Madam Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Table topics helps members practice the art of improvisation and also help us to think on our feet. This helps us to develop 4 vital communication skills: listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering. The topics that I have prepared for you will hopefully help all of us become better improvisation. Since we at Toastmasters try and provide a speaking opportunity to maximum audience members, the session is not restricted to members alone. Even the guests can also participate. I hope everyone gives a shot when I will prepare, when the session comes, I will give you the topics so that everyone can participate. Over to you, Madam Toastmasters of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rameshan Nambiar. Next is our youngest member tonight as an assignee, joke master, Gavlier Hadil Irshad. Gavlier Hadil is a familiar person to our club with her fabulous icebreaker speech on time. Hadil is a class 12 student in IISJ Jubail, daughter of our own VP membership, Toastmaster Muhammad Irshad. She's a badminton champion like her father. She's a singer and speaker. She's been best speaker in JTC YLP in the year 2017. Gavlier Hadil, please explain your role as joke master tonight.
Good evening, everyone. So my role is as a joke master today. So good jokes. Am I audible?
Yes, Hadil. Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So my role as a joke master is to entertain you all. As you all know, good jokes will always help us to be happy, and happy mood and ambience will help us to laugh, and laughing is the best medicine ever known. So I will try to make you all laugh when called upon to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, Gavlier Hadil.
Thank you.
So our team is ready. Shall we begin the prepared speech session? Speakers and evaluators ready? Just a reminder to the speakers, please pin the timer video before you begin. As our first speaker tonight, we have Toastmaster Muhammad Irshad. To evaluate Toastmaster Muhammad Irshad, we have amidst us veteran Toastmaster DTM PJJ Anthony sir. Sir, I request you to kindly acknowledge your presence and read out the objective of Toastmaster Muhammad Irshad. He is attempting his level 1, project 3 research. Distinguished Toastmaster PJJ Anthony, sir.
Good evening, everyone. As the TMOD has already indicated, Toastmaster Muhammad Arshad is presenting project number 3 from level 1. He is expected to research on a specific topic of his choice and present it in a logical format to impress or to convey or to communicate with his audience. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, sir. Toastmaster Muhammad Irshad is a passionate business person. He is a Bachelor of Arts with a black belt in karate. He is a chess champion and a good badminton player. His hobbies are reading books and storytelling. Toastmaster Muhammad Irshad is attempting level 1 project 3. His speech title is Eat Sweet and Free from Diabetes. Eat Sweet and Free from Diabetes by Toastmaster Muhammad Irshad.
Thank you. Thomas Edison said, "The doctor of the future will give no medicine, but will instruct his patients in taking care of the human frame, in diet, and in the cause and prevention of diseases." Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, a warm good evening to all of you. According to the latest data from the International Diabetes Federation, 9.3%, which is 463 million adults, are living with diabetes around the world. And numbers are expected to exceed 552 million by 2030. Diabetes is not a simple disease as we think. It's a silent killer. In the 2016, around 1.6 million people worldwide died due to diabetes. Diabetes mellitus is derived from the Greek word diabetes, means to pass through, and the Latin word mellitus meaning sweet. This is because the diabetes excess sugar is found in blood and as well as the urine. It was known in the 17th century as the pissing evil. The term diabetes was probably coined by Apollonius of Memphis around 250 BC. Diabetes is the first recorded in English in the form diabetes in medical texts written around the 1425. Diabetes mellitus is a group of metabolic disorders characterized by high blood sugar level over a long period of time. Diabetes is due to either the pancreas not producing enough insulin or the cell of the body not responding properly to the insulin produced. Diabetes is associated with the long-term damage and failure of various organs, especially the eyes, kidney, nerves, heart, and blood vessels. There are 3 main types of diabetes mellitus. Type 1, failure of pancreas to produce enough insulin due to loss of beta cells, which is commonly known as juvenile diabetes. Type 1 diabetes must be managed with the insulin injection. Type 3, gestational diabetes, which occurs for pregnant women, even without any previous history of diabetes, but gestational diabetes usually resolves the birth of the baby. My subject today is type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes begins with insulin resistance, a condition in which cells fail to respond to insulin properly. As the disease progresses, a lack of insulin may also develop. The most common cause is combination of excessive body weight, and insufficient exercise. Food control, dieting, insulin injection, combination of metformin tablets, etc. are the medications presently available for type 2 diabetes. But those medicines or the treatment method will only help to lowering the glucose production in the liver and improving the body's sensitivity to insulin so that the body uses insulin more effectively. There is only one issue for this treatment, which is the patient shall continue using this medication until he eats food, which means he cannot avoid those medications until he dies, because we cannot live without food. There are a lot of treatment methods and medications are available around the world for diabetic, but none of them, even the modern studies, or the treatment methods or any medications are guaranteeing that the diabetic can be cured 100%. Whereas there is a doctor in Wayanad, Kerala, is giving assurance to be free from diabetic through his treatment method, which is very simple, interesting, strange, but it's effective. Dr. K.S. Prasad, he is an MBBS doctor. He is running a clinic named Friends of Diabetics in Wayanad. As per Dr. Prasad, type 2 diabetics is not an illness, but a body condition to rethink on your existing lifestyle. In majority of diabetic cases, the beta cells inside the pancreas will be lazy and sleepy. But remember, those won't dead. Those beta cells can be stimulated with a few adjustment in lifestyle along with direct sugar intake and some simple exercise. The diabetic patient shall eat some sweet like a piece of laddu, a piece of jalebi, or a sweet candy, then to start the exercise for 20 minutes continuously, 2 times daily, morning and evening. The exercise timing shall be increased from 20 minutes to 45 minutes gradually, and that shall continue as a cycle, 20 with 45. But continuing this process, eat sugar and exercise, which with a couple of months, the beta cells will start working normal and the diabetic patient can live as a normal life. As per Dr. Prasad, our body has a quality to react automatically towards any unwanted item to our body. Example, as soon as a dust will fall in our eye, suddenly the eyelashes will close and more eye drops will be generated. And those sudden reactions will kick the dust out from the eye. If a dust goes to our nose, we sneeze and throw the dust out. If an unwanted item goes to our stomach, the body will attempt to vomit. The idea of such sudden and natural reaction of our body, which helped the doctor to develop this treatment method. If the direct sugar goes to the stomach, the pancreas cannot stand idle. Instead of that, the beta cells will try to produce insulin. The continuous exercise will boost up or give a push for the beta cells to start its work to produce insulin. We can realize the result within a couple of days. Dr. Prasad is claiming and providing lot of records, and he could records and witness that he could set free thousands of diabetic patients with all ages within the last many years. Eat sugar and exercise. Only sugar or only exercise will not work. Sugar and exercise will make the difference. Eat sugar and free from diabetic. As per his advice to everyone, the amount of food you eat daily, make sure to burst out through your exercise the same day so that you can be free from a doctor or a hospital. Over to you, Jyoti. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohammad Irshad. That was an informative speech for managing diabetes in a different way. Our next speaker is Madam Toastmaster Vijita Murali. She is attempting her level 2 project 1. Her pathway is effective coaching. To evaluate her speech, we have Toastmaster Anand Gangadharan. Sir, I request you to acknowledge your presence and read out the speech objective of Madam Toastmaster Vijita Murali. Toastmaster Anand Gangadharan, over to you, sir.
Yes, good evening once again. Madam Toastmaster Vijita Murali was attempting his level 2 project 1. The purpose of this project is for the member to identify and share some aspect of her primary leadership style or to discuss leadership styles in general. All the very best to myself, especially since I'm your awesome speaker, but I'm just evaluating the first time. So all the best for myself as and all the best for you as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand Gangadharan. Madam Toastmaster Vijita Murali is a happy homemaker and a very active Toastmaster. She is our club mentor and first and last resort to all our queries and problems. She is the past president of Periyar Toastmaster Club. She is an active member of Mind Academy as well. She is a fitness conscious person who inspires all of us others to stay fit. Madam Toastmaster Vijita Murali presenting her Level 2 Project 1 speech titled Let It Go. Let It Go by Madam Toastmaster Vijita Murali.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Almost all of us start our leadership journey way back in our childhood days when we are given a chance to become the class monitor. Am I right? Well, I got the chance to become the class monitor not once, not twice, but 4 consecutive years. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, warm good evening to all of you. You heard me right. I got the chance to become the class monitor in my class for 4 consecutive years. And before you judge me that I must have been really famous back then, popular among the students, let me clear the air. It so happened that there was an unwritten rule that the child who scored the maximum marks in exams was often favored by the teacher to become the class monitor, and that's how I landed up each time. Either because I was smart or because my classmates were not that smart. Whichever be the case, I ended up becoming a leader without my own consent. Not fair at all. I was a terrible leader. I remember being an introvert. It's a struggle when you are a leader and an introvert at the same time. I remember I was very bad at leading the class, minding the class, and the incidents that are content enough for a humorous speech. If they ever conducted a democratic election back then, I am sure I would have lost miserably. Somehow, I escaped from this yoke of leadership after I changed my school, of course, and found that there are brilliant students who are better than me. And finally, I was free from this curse of leadership, I would say. It was pure bliss for the introvert in me, who just wanted to be away from all the limelight and the responsibilities that come with leadership. I just drew myself into my cocoon, enveloped in my comfort zone, away from all the noise and the leadership. I was happy that way. Years passed by. I completed my studies. I got married. I started a family. I moved to the golden sands of Saudi Arabia. And it was here that I crossed paths with leadership again after I joined Toastmasters. I indeed cannot believe how an introvert like me, who also was glossophobic, managed to join a Toastmasters club. It's all because of my husband and mentor, DTM Murli Krishnan, who always told me that you're flawsome and you must join Toastmasters. Initially, I used to wonder what difference would Toastmasters make in the life of a simple homemaker like me. I was so wrong. It has changed me completely to the person that I am today. More confident, more perfect as a leader, I would say. From the autocratic leader that I was, I got chances to explore the leader in me. And today I can proudly say that I am a more democratic leader. The other side of the spectrum, I would say, more altruistic, affiliative. And I would like to term it as laissez-faire leadership that I follow. Laissez-faire, if you're hearing it for the first time, it's a French word and it means leave alone or let it go. In this style of leadership, usually the leader assigns or delegates tasks to his subordinates and gives them free hand to go about it. I'm so happy to tell you that when I was the president of Periyar Toastmasters Club, way back in 2016-17, I had a brilliant team of predominantly Madam Toastmasters. It was a Jasmine team, a dream team to work with. Everyone was so capable, and I was very proud to be the president of the club at that time and delegate tasks to each one, and they achieved it brilliantly well. So I believe that the best form of leadership that is possible in Toastmasters would be laissez-faire style leadership. And laissez-faire, it is a successful style of leadership that is followed by Queen Victoria, by Warren Buffett, and also by Steve Jobs. I believe that my journey in Toastmasters has totally changed me, has chiseled the leader in me. I believe that a true leader always gives respect to the opinion of his teammates. He should be open-minded and optimistic, giving credit to your team whenever it is due, respecting their opinions, and also leading by example. Like John Maxwell rightly said, leaders don't become great by their power, but by their ability to empower others. So I'm so happy to tell you all that I stand here in front of you with this self-confidence as a communicator and leader only because of Toastmasters. And it's truly what the tagline reads, where leaders are made. In conclusion, I would like to urge all the new members and also the prospective new members to please you make use of this platform called Toastmasters for your personal growth. You will never believe what you can achieve with this. You just have to push yourself and come out of your cocoon, and the whole colorful world of opportunities is waiting for you. Just spread your wings and go for it. Remember, you never know how high you can fly until you give it a real good try. So join Toastmasters, become Flossom, and you will be very thankful for this platform and this opportunity to grow as a leader and communicator. Over to the Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Vijita. We at Mind Academy Toastmasters also look up to you as a leader who helps us to come up, to grow. Thank you so much. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Murali Rao. He is attempting level 1, project 3. To evaluate his speech, we have DTM Mark Velina. Sir, please acknowledge your presence.
Is it DTM Mark Velina, ma'am, or DTM?
It's the we better check the Dear Toastmaster of the day. I think the program says that the evaluation.
Oh, sorry,
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry for the mistake.
No problem.
To evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Murali Rao, we have amidst us distinguished Toastmaster Perry Maunaguru Swami. So please acknowledge your presence.
Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jyoti.
Thank you, sir. Toastmaster Murali Rao, our VP Education, is a quality professional and a chemist by trade. He has a total of 27 years experience in the industry and has experience in implementing and maintaining management systems like ISO 9001 and RC 14001. His core role involves coaching and providing guidance to all levels of management. His interests are reading books, meditation, and dancing. He is another fitness expert in our club. Toastmaster Murali Krishna Rao presenting his research speech, Planting Seeds for the Future, an inverted tree. Planting Seeds of the Future, an inverted tree by Toastmaster Murali Krishna Rao.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Is my presentation visible?
Yes, you are audible and your screen is visible.
Screen is visible. Okay, because I have a presentation slide. So, okay, then I will start. Thank you. Keep on sowing your seeds, for you never know which will grow. Perhaps it all will, said Albert Einstein. Good evening, dear Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Curiosity has always been our friend, leading to our evolution over thousands of years, from being a humble hunter-gatherer to becoming a master species, learning and applying. A little larger brain than other animals have done wonders, be it the Industrial Revolution or the IT revolution. We have done and seen it all. As per an article in Analytics Jobs in 2019, artificial intelligence in India is potentially poised to add $957 billion or 15% of gross value to the Indian economy by 2035. But it's on the back of a great challenge. We have to do what we do good, best, start learning like our ancestors did. And this times, it's all about IT and the virtual world. We have to do it fast. Before we crack this puzzle, let's understand how we have been doing all this time. How do we become literate? How do we acquire literacy? As per the Oxford Dictionary definition, being literate means being able to read and write, having skills or knowledge in a specific area. There are 4 factors which enable being literate. The first and the most primal is cognitive factor, and that's accelerated by the literacy factor, by the very fact that we can read and write, aided by the psychological and ecological factors. So let's talk about cognitive skill development. Do you know that we are all born scientists? Don't be surprised, it's true. Remember our childhood? At the age of 2, from birth, most of the kids put things in their mouth and they smell their mothers as the mothers come close by, and it's by instinct. That's called as the sensory motor stage, the first stage of cognitive development. And then we move on to the pre-operational stage from age 2 through 7. That's through role play. We learn things through role play and faking it. And then we become slightly more finer. At the age of 7 through 11, we start becoming less egocentric and we start understanding points of views which are apart from ourselves. And that's called as the concrete operational stage. And the last and final stage of output in our cognitive development is age 11 throughout adulthood, and that's called as the formal operational stage. This is when we think innovatively, we draw solutions, we apply stuff. And so this is all about the cognitive skills starting early childhood through adulthood. Now let's talk about literacy, which accelerates cognitive skills. Where are we in India? As per the recent NSSO report, we have about 77.7% literacy in India. And also another report which talks about out of school students, kids at the age of 6, about 23% of the kids are really not going to school. At the age of 7, it drops to 11%. And till the age of 11, it keeps on improving and again drops at the age of 14. What do we end up with? We end up with a 23% population which is illiterate, which cannot read and write. And the Indian context, we are talking about 300 million plus kids who cannot even read and write. And what does that leave with? We are left with 23%, only 23% of our population who has ever used a computer. So that's where we stand. It's a challenge as well as an opportunity. The IT world is exploding, as we know. Artificial intelligence, whether we call it as 3D printing, Internet of Things, robotics, all of this which we really don't understand, like it or hate it, we cannot ignore it anymore. So we have to make ourselves digitally literate. And in 2018, Niti Aayog created a national approach for artificial intelligence in India. India needs top-notch AI talent, and it cannot be mastered without solid basics in mathematics and core programming. The importance of being digitally literate can hardly be understated. Mentioned in Financial Express 2018, the American Library Association states digital literacy is the ability to use information and communication technologies to find, evaluate, create, and communicate information requiring both cognitive and technical skills. So it's our choice. Either we end up as net consumers or we become masters of our own destiny, creating our own solutions suitable to our specific socio-cultural situation. How can we become a digitally literate country? Simple. We have to focus on the basics and the content. First and foremost, on the policy front, let's increase the purview of the right to education from the current age of 6 to 14 to beyond, because that's where majority of our population is. Effective implementation of the new national education. Increase investment in government schools where most of our kids go to, and create an IT ecosystem which enables them. Multiply the message through teacher training so that they can teach their kids on computers, IT, and information technology. Change social norms where we encourage the girl child. So one mother being literate actually educates the whole family, as the old saying goes. So this is how we get there. Given the right environment, our kids will not only learn to become pioneers as kids in a riverside looking at the reflection of a tree. We are still trying to decipher the virtual world with our limited understanding. Let's focus on literacy, not only to read and write, but understand content. As Einstein mentioned, keep sowing your seeds, for you never know which will grow, perhaps it all will. As India, we are flossom, but we have to adapt. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Murali Krishna Rao. It was a very informative research on our future. A paradigm shift is required in our thinking.
Madam Jyoti, please unmute.
Our fourth speaker is Toastmaster Viju Raghavan, who is attempting his level 1, project 2, speech 2, feedback and evaluation. That is incorporating the feedback from the previous evaluator and presenting. To evaluate his project, we have amidst us DTM Mark Velina. So please acknowledge your presence and read out the objective of level 1, project 2 speeches.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Joyty. A pleasant evening to all the flossom Toastmasters present here in this meeting, and a pleasant evening as well to all the dignitaries and distinguished Toastmasters. And a special good evening also to Toastmaster Viju, who will be delivering his pathway level 1.2. His objectives are as follows. This project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to the second speech. This is actually his second speech. I got a copy of his previous evaluation, so I will refer to that. Another purpose of the speech is for the member to demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received from his or her first speech. I wish Toastmaster Viju all the best. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, sir. Toastmaster Viju Raghavan is currently working in Madain as a process trainer. He is joining us from the northern border of Saudi Arabia. He is a Vice President Education of Madain Toastmaster Club and a past Vice President Education of Peria Toastmaster Club. He has recently developed a hobby of ride in the desert area of Turaif. Toastmaster Viju Raghavan presenting his speech titled Unexpected Transformation. Unexpected Transformation by Toastmaster Viju Raghavan.
Whatever happened is happened for the good. Whatever is happening for the good. Whatever will happen for the good. It's a famous quote from the great epic from India, the Bhagavad Gita. Toastmaster of the Day, my dear distinguished guest, fellow Toastmasters, good evening. The recent pandemic situation has given lot many opportunities for me to be engaged with online platforms within Saudi Arabia. Whenever I engaged and introduced myself and telling about my location, Turaif, the next question coming from the people, where is this place? Is it in Saudi Arabia? Then I realized, what a question. I am living in such a small place. Even the people within Saudi Arabia is not knowing this place. Oh, this is the reason for selecting this topic as my project. This remote location has made a transformation in my life. Of course, a change in an attitude towards my life. My dear friends, I would like to take you through back 2014-15 when I was working working in the project office of Maden in Khobar city, where I was engaged with a big round of friend circle in Khobar and in Jubail. Of course, I was engaged with the Toastmasters in Jubail fraternity. That was the great enrichment in my life, even I was in Khobar. I got a transfer to the site location to Turaif in 2016. That was the transformation started in my life. It is an extremely remote location. Initially, I felt I was isolated in a camp life, in a remote location, close to the desert. I felt very drained with this life. So I started hating the monotonous personal life in the camp and in the remote location. Although my involvement in the job responsibility as a training lead in the startup commissioning project, I did not get satisfied with the kind of life I was living there. So that is the lot of negative attitude started within me that was not giving a peaceful life within myself. Then I tried to get an internal transfer to Maden Russell Care location, which is closer to Jubail. But as I was involved in the startup and commissioning project, an internal transfer was impossible. Then I realized, why should I look into the negative side of the remote location? Rather than looking to the negative side, I should look the positive side of what are the good things in the remote location. I started connecting with people. I started engaging in the sport activities as we got a good recreation facility here. Gradually, I developed a friendship and a circle within this location. One day, I got an idea. I started a weekend program. I started a coffee talk. I varieties of tea from India, and I visited a city where I gathered many international brands of coffees. I collected around 18 brands of coffee. I set up a bar. You can see in the picture, I set up a coffee bar in my accommodation. Then I started inviting my friends. I served the varieties of coffee to them, whichever the brand they wanted to taste. So I got a good gathering of people around me. Then it is not stopping with the coffee. You can see that the small letters, taste varieties of coffee, talk varieties of subject. Then the next 1 hour, we talk about one subject and discuss many things. That was the thing happened. I had only one condition. Nobody will touch the mobile phone. So I kept a box in the corner of my room. So everybody will drop the mobile there. And that is the 1 hour. There is no Facebook, no WhatsApp. So that was the lovely thing happening. Then I realized to utilize by utilizing the flawsome people around us, we can change the attitude. So I realized the gradual changes happening in me, and I changed from my negative attitude to the positive side. That is the value of having good people around you. Then another thing happening is I started another hobby, just like Madam Toastmaster Jyoti Warrior said, I started another hobby, that is cycling to the desert. I went to the city, purchased a bicycle with 10 gears, which can be drive into the deserts. I used to enjoy this. One incident touched my life when I was driving to the desert. I met one individual. He was stuck up in the desert. He was a shepherd, an Indian guy who was from Uttar Pradesh. He landed in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh, as a house driver. But unfortunately, after 6 months, he was transferred to the Turaif location, and he was asked to herd the sheep and the camels there. That was the life he was end up with. But one thing I noticed that he was telling good about his sponsor. Normally, we hear about the cruelty of many sponsors, whereas this guy was explaining good about the sponsor, that he was providing the food, then he was allowing him to call to his family, and he was sending money to his family. That was the happy side of that. Then I realized, why should I worry about my lonely life or the remote life location? It was fantastic. When I comparing this guy, I was having a good life there. I got ample facilities within company. I used to travel to my family every alternative month after 2 months. So with all this, I was transforming from negative attitude to the positive attitude. Then I realized, what is the value of people around you? This is one transformation happened. Then we started the Toastmaster club in Madan. So that is another change happened. All over, when I look backward, this pandemic situation is connecting with many online platforms, Mind Academy, Periyar Toastmasters. These are enriching values adding to me. As a conclusion, when I look in that, my dear friends, I would like to emphasize on one thing. Look for even small flowsome opportunities around us. We can success in our life. Over to you.
What a way to adapt to new surroundings. Flossom indeed. Thank you, Toastmaster Viju Raghavan, for that inspiring speech. Our last speaker is Madam Toastmaster Soumya Preeti. She is attempting level 1, project 2, speech 2. Once again, incorporating the feedback from the previous evaluator. To evaluate her, we have our club sponsor, DTM Murli Krishnan. Distinguished Toastmaster Murli Krishnan, please acknowledge your presence, sir.
Toastmaster Day, Flossom Toastmasters and very distinguished guests, good evening. As mentioned, Speaker Madam Toastmaster Soumya Preeti is attempting level 1, project 2. The objectives are same. Wish you all the very best, Madam Toastmaster Soumya Preeti. Over to you, Toastmaster Day.
Thank you, sir. Madam Toastmaster Soumya Preeti is an engineering graduate who also holds a master's degree. But she's famous among jubailites who crave for Desi Chennai cuisine and Mumbai street food or momos. Yes, she is presently running a YouTube channel, AP4Menu, with recipes for various delicacies. Madam Toastmaster Soumya Preeti, presenting a speech titled The Circle of Good Deeds. Madam, The Circle of Good Deeds by Madam Toastmaster Soumya Preeti.
Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Be a hand that reaches out. Be a smile for those who have no reason to smile. Be a light for those who live in darkness. Show them what it means to truly love. Distinguished Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, Madam Toastmasters, a warm good evening to one and all. Once upon a time, Sri Krishna and Arjuna went for a short stroll around the city. They saw a poor-looking priest begging. Arjuna felt pity at him and gave him a bag full of 100 gold coins. The priest became very happy and thanked Arjuna. He left for his home. On the way, he saw another person who needed help. The priest way to his home, a thief robbed him and ran away with the bag of 100 gold coins. The priest became dejected and went back again for begging. Next day, again, when Arjuna saw the same priest begging, he was surprised that after getting a bag full of gold coins, which will last for a lifetime, the priest was still begging. He called the priest and asked him the reason. The priest told him about the whole incident, and Arjuna again felt pity at him. So this time he gave him a diamond. The priest became very happy and left for the home. On the way, again, he saw someone who needed help, but he chose to ignore again. Upon reaching home, he safely put the diamond into an empty pot with a plan to cash it out later and live a very healthy life. At this time, his wife was not at home. He was very tired, so he decided to take a nap. In between, his wife came home and picked up the empty pot and walked towards the river close by to fill up the water. She had not noticed the diamond in the pot. On arriving at the river, she put the whole pot into the running river water to fill it up. She filled the pot, but the diamond was gone with the flow of water. When the priest woke up, he went to see the pot and asked his wife about the diamond. She told him she had not noticed it and it must have been lost in the river. The priest couldn't believe his bad luck and again started begging. Again, Arjuna and Sri Krishna saw him begging and Arjuna inquired about it. Arjuna felt bad and started thinking if the priest will ever have a happy life. Sri Krishna, who is an incarnation of God, smiled and gave the priest one coin, which was not even enough to buy a lunch or dinner for one person. Arjuna asked Sri Krishna, Lord, I gave him gold coins and diamond, which could have given him a wealthy life, yet it didn't help him. How will just one coin help this poor guy? Sri Krishna smiled and told Arjuna to follow the priest and find out. On the way, the priest was thinking that this one coin Sri Krishna gave him, he can't even buy a lunch for one person. Why would he give so little? He saw a fisherman who was getting a fish out of his net. The fish was struggling. The priest felt pity at the fish. He thought that this one coin won't solve any of his problem. Why not I save the fish? So the priest paid the fisherman and took the fish and put it into the small pot of water which he usually carries with him. The fish was struggling inside the small pot of water and ended up throwing out the diamond from the mouth. The priest screamed with joy, I got it, I got it. At the same time, the thief who robbed the priest's bag of 100 gold coins was passing through there. He thought that the priest recognized him and may get him punished. So he got nervous and ran to the priest and apologized to the priest. And he returned the 100 gold coins to the priest's bag. The priest couldn't believe what just happened. Arjuna saw all these and said, Oh Lord, now I understand your plea. When you have enough to help others, don't let that chance go. Your deeds will always be repaid to you. To make a difference in someone's life, you don't have to be brilliant, rich, beautiful, or perfect. You just have to care. So, feel happy to help others in need. The happiness in helping others is really awesome. People are flawsome, making some mistakes every now and then. But we are all humans and nobody is perfect. There is nothing wrong to be flawsome. It is a new trending word too. But still, you can make our flawsome to exact awesome by doing good deeds and helping others whenever a person needs it. A person's most useful asset is not the head full of knowledge, but a heart full of love and ear ready to listen and a hand willing to help others. Over to you, Toastmasters of the day.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Soumya Preeti. It was a thought-provoking speech. This brings us to the end of the informative and inspiring set of prepared speeches. A round of applause to all our speakers. I request the timer to please present his report.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. We have 3 speakers who are qualified for the voting point. We have Toastmaster Mohammad Irshad. He spoke for 6 minutes and 51 seconds, qualified. We have Madam Toastmaster Vijita Murli, 5 minutes and 50 seconds, qualified. We have Madam Toastmaster Soumya Preeti, 6 minutes 36 seconds, qualified. Unfortunately, Toastmaster Murli Rao and Toastmaster Vijay Raghavan took 7 minutes 42 seconds and 7 minutes 56 seconds subsequently. So unfortunately, they are not qualified for the voting point. Shortly, we will be launching up the voting poll point. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bala. So I think it's now time for casting your vote. Over to vote counter for launching the poll.
Yeah, I think just give us a minute, ma'am. In that time, I think we can switch for the joke master. So we will just launch the poll shortly, ma'am. Just give us a minute.
Meanwhile, they prepare the poll. Thank you, Toastmaster Bala. Meanwhile, the vote counter is preparing the poll. I invite joke master Gavlier Hadil.
Good evening, ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah, please go ahead.
So today I would like to say some jokes for you. I hope it will entertain you all. So my first joke is about our master Tindu. So he is our hero today. Unfortunately, Tindu is in the hospital today, and Tindu feels shame to tell his disease because of the beautiful nurse and the doctor, because they were to express his disease. So he decides to express his problem in a very new generation style, like, doctor, from morning there is free unlimited outgoing with different types of ringtones. There is no balance left. Even if I recharge, within a minute the balance will finish. Can you please disconnect the software? Doctor got shocked. After a while, once he was free from the shock, the doctor asked him, "What do you do when you feel stressed?" Tindu told, "I go to a temple." The doctor got excited. "Oh, great. You do meditation and pray in the temple?" Tindu replied, "No, I will just mix up the shoes and watch people looking for their pairs." My next joke is, if liquor was served in an Indian in an airplane, then after 3 or 4 pecks, the British might say that I'm going to sleep. An American would tell that I'm going to listen to some music. A Chinese may tell that I'm going to read a book, but the Indian will be busy to move the pilot to drive the flight. Next is a conversation between the wife and a husband. The wife says, "I have a bag full of used clothes and I would like to donate." Husband says, "Why not just throw it in the trash? It's much easier." The wife replies, "But there are poor people starving who can really use all these clothes." Husband says, "Honey, anyone who fits in your clothes are not starving." I hope you all enjoy it. So thank you.
Good ones.
Good ones, Adil.
Yeah.
I hope the poll is over. Toastmaster Azhar. Can we move on to our next session now?
Yeah. Please move on to session.
Thank you, Azhar.
Thank you. Yeah.
Now I invite our TT Master, Toastmaster Rameshan Nambiar, to take over for the TT sessions.
I think you're on mute. Kindly unmute, please.
Okay, now let us begin the table topic session. So, yeah. Can you share the first slide? Okay. So our first topic is save water. Every drop counts. Save water. Every drop counts. So who will be our first volunteer? Anybody can volunteer? Or members or guests? Anybody? Anyone can join. I cannot see any hands raising. Nobody? Yeah. Murali Krishna. Okay. Okay, then Toastmaster Murali Krishna, right? Hello?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. So, save water, every drop counts. Right?
Okay.
Toastmaster Murali Krishna Rao.
Let me do one thing. Let me pin Bala. Just 1 second. Okay. Save water, every drop counts. I'm sorry, just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Save water. Water, the essence of life. I remember in my early childhood when we used to go to the one and only tap we had in our church, and we would fill up the water bucket, and all the community would gather to collect water in the common tap. It was like an occasion for all of us to come together. And guess what? We never felt the shortage. And now, when we live in apartments with 24/7 water, and if we don't get water for even, let's say, 15 minutes or half an hour, it becomes a lot of inconvenience. Do you remember the pandemic? The first thing that caught my attention was I was scared that there won't be any drinking water. So what did I do? I piled up a lot of bottles of water wherever I can get it from. In fact, we use springs and then I got a pure coupon. And all of that happened for a while. Then I realized that, no, this is a limited resource. It cannot happen that I keep on stocking water and there are people out there who probably would need it more than me. So that's when we decided that in our flow, we decided to share water. So in the sense, we stopped stocking water and sharing it among ourselves. It reminded me of my childhood days when we would fill water from a common tap. Of course, this time not the same. We were just sharing bottles and making sure that we don't become greedy and share among ourselves. It built a sense of camaraderie, a sense of unity among ourselves. So water is sacred. It's essential for all forms of life, and especially for humans, it is. So save water, it counts. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Murali Krishna Rao, for your insight on the subject. You never know the worth of water until all the wells run dry. Thank you once again. Now, our second topic is what gets you out of bed every day? What gets you out of bed every day? So who is going to volunteer now?
Toastmaster Rameshan sir, we have DTM Peri and I am sir, opting for two, and we.
So I would like to request DTM Peria sir. We would like to hear from you, sir.
Let me try to pin the wonderful timer first.
Yeah.
I don't know how I can. Okay, let me keep it on the gallery view so that I can see. Toastmaster Bala, right? Toastmaster Bala is the timer.
Yes, sir.
Can you all? Okay, now I think I'm getting that screen. I will. It's becoming a challenge. I'm clicking on your right side, Toastmaster, the three dots on top of Toastmaster Bala, and I'm trying, but I don't see getting the timer option there. Any guideline on how I could pin you, Toastmaster Bala?
Toastmaster Bala, is it on spotlight mode or something?
Or else, I think maybe I can put it on the spotlight mode, sir. So I think that can help you out.
Spotlight mode, he will see DTM Peri only. So I think now the pinning option is available, DTM Peri.
Yes, now it is there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now it's there. First of all, a awesome evening to all the wonderful Toastmasters of Mind Academy. And what gets you out of bed every day? I presume this question is to myself. You know, what gets me out of my bed every day? I think my desire to live the day is what that will get me out of my bed every day. I mean, it's not how we live our day that matters. How we complete the day and start the next day is what really matters. And our daily life, our everyday life every day is a miniature model of our life. And the way we live our every day is going to definitely give us how we are going to live our entire life. I think that desire, that passion, and that research or that intention to research myself and bring out my best version is what that is going to get not only me out of bed every day, probably every single human being on this world is going to get them out of their bed every day. Probably for some it is going to schools, for some it is going to work, for some it is going to probably write a story, for some it is probably going to discover the talent in them, for some it could be writing a poem in them, and for some it could be for having fun with the family and the children and bringing them up. I think ultimately for every human being, what drives them, what drives him, or what drives her out of the bed is to desire to live their life. I think that is a predominant factor. And what you want to do about that life. I mean, we are really a precious creation of God, and we are a precious creation in this great world. And I even shared this in one of my workshops, so that the possibility of we being born as we are in this world is 1 out of 400 trillion. So even if I'm going to live for trillion years, I'm not going to end up discovering the very best version of myself. So, I don't have enough number of days in this world. And if you really see how we only have few thousand days left in this world. So what will definitely get me out of the bed every day is the desire to live my life. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, sir, for your excellent delivery. Each morning, we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. That is the word of Gautam or the Lord Buddha.
That's right.
Okay. Our next topic is the topic number 3, that is a supportive partner is key to balancing career and family. A supportive partner is key to balancing career and family. So I would like to invite one of our guests, Mr. Bala. Can you try? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
How could I pin? I think I'm not getting that 3 dots.
Mr. Bala, please give a try now, because I've taken the spotlight out of you. Please, you can give a try now.
Okay. Still, it's not appearing.
Bala, just take the cursor to the right top corner.
I tried to pin the video. Now I tried it. It worked.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Okay. Okay. So a supportive partner is key to balancing career and family by Bala Subramanian.
Yeah. Thank you all, and it's good evening and it's a pleasure to meet you all. This is it's a wonderful and I think the right topic for me. It's absolutely correct that a wonderful partner will always be good, supportive, and they can do a lot of difference in your life. Experience, like I came to Saudi Arabia as a single guy, and then I got married after a year or so. So in fact, I was like everybody would be wondering how to bring your partner to Saudi Arabia. Now that's a big challenge So I had all my fears and my excitements, but while traveling together to Saudi Arabia after the marriage, and in fact it was a daylight, and then when we are crossing the sands, golden sands on top of from the sky, I told my wife, she's that this is Saudi Arabia. Like what I was showing her is all the sands down from the window of the plane, and to my surprise, and I was in all fears that what should be the reaction from her, and she gave all the confidence that she loved, and it was wonderful for her. So that gave a lot of confidence to start a life. As everybody knows that the Saudi Arabia would be a very challenging life. It's like a golden cage, though you don't have any fun or there's no life into this place, but we could always bring a good life from anywhere, from it's all in your mind. And of course I had a very good partner, so that also worked out very well for the last 20 plus years. So this is very good example that a wonderful partner could make your life blooming and also very, very happy. Hope it will be the same reciprocal when you want to do something to your partner too, and you will always be very willing and excited to do that. So it's always it makes a difference, and there are many more examples which I could, but this is one of the biggest example. I thought it would be a good one to share here. Thank you all. I think that's all. I think hope you all enjoy too.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Bala, for your remarkable thoughts. A supportive partner is one who brings out the best in you, not the stress in you. With that, we end our table topic session. Now, I would like to request the timer to provide the timing report, please.
Thanks a lot, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Ramishan sir, for bringing up so exciting and much needed topics for the evening. Thank you. Here are the timers report. Toastmaster Murli Rao, qualified 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Distinguished Toastmaster Pirinay Hamza, 2 minutes 11 seconds, qualified. And Mr. Bala, 2 minutes 19 seconds, qualified for the voting process. So shortly we will launch the polling. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you once again for participating in the session, all the participants. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you to TT Master, Toastmaster Rameshan Nambiar. That was a fabulous round of questions and answers. Toastmaster Bala, should we have a couple of jokes while you launch the poll?
I think that will be better, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gavlia Hadil, welcome back, dear.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So again, good evening, everyone. So my next joke is, once Einstein meets a youth leader. While they are on a flight traveling long distance, Einstein makes a bet with the youth leader sitting next to him. I will give you $500 if you can ask me a question I don't know the answer of. However, if you cannot answer my question, I will give you only $5. Means, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. That means if Einstein makes a mistake, he will give the youth leader $500. And in case if the person is not able to answer, he just need to give $5. So the youth leader thinks that it's about $5 and $500, and it seemed to be a very good ratio. So the youth leader agrees for that. Einstein asks the first question: what is the exact distance between the Earth and the Moon? The youth leader replies, I don't know, and hands $5 to the Einstein. It is then the youth leader's turn to ask the Einstein a question. And he asks, what goes up with 4 legs and comes back with 3 legs? Einstein thinks, and finally hands over $500. Einstein then asks, before my next question, what goes up with 4 legs and comes down with 3 legs? The youth leader put his hand in the pocket and gives Einstein another $5. The moral of the story is, not even Einstein can defeat a youth leader. Thank you.
That was great. It was a joke, and at the same time, you were a YLP person, so you just brought out the flawsome youth leader in you. Thank you, Hadil.
Thank you, ma'am.
I think we have completed the poll of table topics. We can move on to our next session. As DTM Anit said, a Toastmastering is a platform to bring out the flawsome performance of individuals. So we have room for improvement. Next is our evaluation and feedback session. Over to General Evaluator, Toastmaster Mehul.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Madam Jyoti. What a flawsome meeting we have going on today evening. Dear ladies and gentlemen and fellow Toastmasters, evaluation is very critical part of our life. When we are young, we are evaluated by our parents, our teachers. Evaluation helps us to benchmark what we are and gives us a goal, miniature goal at times, to reach the way we want to reach to our goals. Whenever I think of evaluation, the first thing that comes to my mind is a football game. The coach who is there to improve the games of all players, but he plays a very, very critical role of evaluating each and everybody's performance. Everybody is not same. Everybody doesn't have the same strength. And at the same time, everybody doesn't have the same weaknesses. the coach evaluates everybody's strengths and motivates them to be a better player. Some are good in defense in the game. Some are good as a forward player. Some can protect the goalpost well. Some are just running the show. So, bottom line of the story is evaluation is a staircase which can lead you step by step to the goal you want to be as a person, as an individual, and as a leader. Today evening, I am very happy to say that we are lucky to have some very distinguished evaluators with us from the division and from India as well. The evaluators will try to evaluate each and every speaker and point out the strengths they have and point out the areas of improvement as well within the framework of the Toastmaster International. I would also encourage guests and each and every participant to write down in the chat box of Zoom if they have some positive comments about the speaker and the delivery. The more the positive feedback, it helps them to better learn and to be a better speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome today evening our first evaluator. Our first evaluator today evening is none other than DTM PJJ Anthony. DTM PJJ Anthony is an award-winning writer and a journalist and a champion speaker. He has authored many books and he is a founder president of legendary Perrier Toastmaster Club. He has won many accolades at the division level. He is an eloquent speaker and he was also past area director at the Jubail. He is an orator par excellence and a mentor to many budding Toastmasters. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me to welcome DTM PJJ Anthony to evaluate the Level 1 Project 3 speech of Toastmaster Mohammad Irshad. Over to you, sir.
Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, very special guests, and Toastmaster Mohammad Irshad in particular. A warm good evening to each one of you. I'm so happy and delighted to be the evaluator of my good friend Toastmaster Mohammad Irshad. I have heard or witnessed many of his good speeches. And it is again a pleasure for me to be his evaluator again at the one of the most illustrious new club in Jubail. What I like about Toastmaster Mohammad Irshad is his pleasant disposition. Wherever you meet him, either he's on a speech making on a dais, or in a friend circle, or in any other meeting, he always smiles at you. A very pleasing young man. And you always feel delighted, enthusiastic, and optimistic to hear what he wanted to speak. It is a good quality of a speaker to have a pleasant disposition. Some people, some speakers, when they come to the podium, they are not that pleasing. It always affects their audience mentality or the mood to attend the speaker. But whereas Mohammad Irshad, again, he did it very pleasantly. And the topic is selected for his research. His aim, the project was, his aim is to research on a particular subject, find new findings, and present it in a very positive, articulate way to his audience to encourage them, to enlighten them, or to keep them informed, or to motivate them. He did everything together in his one topic. The topic he selected was diabetes. In the whole world, diabetes is a problem. But diabetic people, they live happily. And now today, he added a new twist to it. Use it, eat well, and keep your diabetes in control. It is certainly, since me being a diabetic patient, I was also happy to listen to him. And he presented it in a nice way. In his speech progressed in a very logical manner. And every part of it was connected to the other one. That is one advantage or what something I like him. Then his language was very transparent. We could easily follow him. Then he brought a new idea to us, that how it can be from one Dr. Prasad, how he is attracting new patients, new diabetic people, and make them feel better, and to make them understand that this sickness is not a sickness at all. It is something you can manage well. And so those are the fine points: his disposition, his language, and is the way he connects his speech in a very logical manner. And finally, he brought a solution to it. And now what I have to congratulate him. Congratulations, Toastmaster Muhammad Arshad. And I am giving you 2 recommendations to improve further, to become an outstanding speaker. The first one is, his voice was audible to everyone. You all could easily follow him. But a speaker is not, the purpose of the speaker is to make him audible, but to attract the audience attention by voice modulation. It is not often, many of us think it is to speaking loudly is the purpose of it. No. There are times when you bring down the pitch and the volume, the audience turn their ears to you and give you more attention, make it suited. So that part you have to undertake, I feel. You have to bring down the volume and attract the audience, but to be audible all the time. And the second one is, add a little bit more passion. I always felt a good speech is always the extension of the speaker's passion. You should be passionate, and your speech was certainly an excellent one. You could have become a bit passionate. People should feel that it is flowing directly from your heart. I would only these 2, if you add it, I am sure that you are going to be a star speaker of your Toastmasters Club. I wish you the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, DTM PJJ Anthony. Ladies and gentlemen, to me, that evaluation was like an poetry. And have you noticed how DTM PJJ Anthony has articulated the minute detail and presented by example the voice modulation to Toastmaster Irshad? Thank you very much, PJJ Anthony sir, and I'm sure Toastmaster Irshad will be benefited from the evaluation. Our next evaluator today is Toastmaster Anand Gangadharan. Anand Gangadharan is a passionate sportsman, and he is passionate about cooking as well. He is an inspiring chemical engineer, and he has a lot of experience in petrochemical and chemical industry. He is currently working with Sadara Chemical Company, and he is the better half of Madam Toastmaster Soumya Preeti, who is the proud member of our education committee. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Toastmaster Anand to evaluate Level 2, Project 1 of Madam Toastmaster Vijita Murli. Over to you, Toastmaster Anand.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mehul, for the inspiring words from you. Am I audible to everyone? Okay.
Yes, you are.
Okay, the timer. Okay. Today is your day to let it go of things that you no longer serve you. Good evening, DTM, Distinguished Toastmasters, General Evaluator, Toastmaster of the Day, and Madam Toastmaster, especially Madam Toastmaster Vijita Murali. Your speech on Let It Go was flawsome, which clearly describes your leadership skills in various stages of your life. Your opening was very inspiring, stating that you was the class monitor for 4 consecutive years. The way you framed the body of the speech was so encouraging that it pushed each one of us to move forward in our Toastmastering journey, how introvert we were in the right direction, holding your flawsome experience as a role model. Your conclusion was so boosting. All her thoughts to take the first step in any situation and make it a flawsome experience. You excelled at your gestures and body language. You made a frequent eye contact with the members. Your script and structure of the speech was very well framed. The message was delivered perfectly and made on an impact in everyone's heart. The only one point I would like to recommend you that you would have a slight voice modulation in your speech to make your speech more attractive and entertaining the audience. Overall, your speech was flawsome with absolutely framed and structured script, sprinkling your thoughts of encouragement on every one of us, showing your personal leadership skills as the best example in the first place and boosting our abilities. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand Gangadharan. That was a flawsome evaluation. Ladies and gentlemen, what I noticed is the detailed evaluation Anand Gangadharan sir has done never looked like it is his first evaluation in the Toastmaster journey he has forward. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anand Gangadharan. Ladies and gentlemen, now let me welcome the very own and our own distinguished Toastmaster, Peri Mona Guruswamy. What I would like to say about him is some personalities doesn't need any introduction. And I'm happy to say the Peri, DTM Peri is one of them in the Toastmaster fraternity. He is a personal mastery coach, a man with a silver tongue, an excellent public speaker, and he is the chairman of the SATEC 2020-2021. He is a great orator and a mentor to many budding Toastmasters. He is currently working as a strategy planning director at Farabi Chemicals. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome DTM Peri Mona Guruswamy to the Level 1 Project 3 speech of Toastmaster Murli Rao. Over to you, DTM Peri.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mehul, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening, Toastmasters, and very special good evening to Toastmaster Murli Rao in accomplishing that wonderful project that you did today. Keep planting your seeds, and you never know which will grow. I would first of all want to say what I liked about this project. I think the entire design of this project, this research project, was very, very nicely done, very cleverly done, very beautifully done, I would say. Why I'm saying what I'm saying is you started with an AI, Albert Einstein, and you went by quoting him, and you went, the subject that you chose was AI, artificial intelligence. Okay, wonderfully done, and a very smart idea, very beautiful, very nicely connected. And in any research projects, I think I would look at a research project is you choose a subject, and the subject that you chose was the astronomical investments that are going into artificial intelligence or a digitally driven world of tomorrow. That is the subject. And then and you have a problem statement to the subject in a research project, and you recommend a solution. And the problem statement that you did bring in front of us is, yes, there's a lot of investment going on into this world, on the digital world, on AI, but are we getting literate enough? Are we moving on the right literacy path, the needed literacy path, to really take advantage of that artificial intelligence driven world? Probably from the answer that I got from you, with all the wonderful wonderful statistics that you shared. You shared a lot of statistics on the literacy levels, especially in India, and you also talked about the cognitive cycle very nicely. That was like a story. And from that, the answer that I get is probably we are not yet there, and probably not even getting anywhere in this direction close enough, especially when you said that only 23% of the people have got access to a computer or well-versed in computer, that the problem looks big. And then you also talked about the solution to the problem. The solution to how the educational policy, and if I would have expected you to spend more time on that, but you did reasonably well on the solution part. But the structure was a good research project with the problem and problem statement and a potential solution. Very nicely done. But I'm going to give you some humble suggestions on how we can make such research project into more easily connecting with the audience members. That is my job as an evaluator, and I have allowed me to do that. Number one, even though I knew that you are a master of this subject with the kind of data that you are sharing, statistics that you are sharing, but in this Toastmasters, it's a public speaking project. As a public speaker, we need to speak and connect the information with the audience more with our speaking, okay, more with our storytelling. I felt there was a lot of data that you were trying to load in, which also led to my second recommendation, which led you to conclude a little abruptly. Your conclusion was a little fast because you were trying to load a lot of data, and I could not see you more, but I was seeing data more. I want to see you. You should be the power behind the PowerPoint that you're trying to present. And thirdly, you kept using we in India. Probably you should assume that it's a global audience, and you should have selected India as a research market and in India, okay? But overall, I learned so much from your speech, a very high value info and a lot of research. I would like to listen to you again, Toastmaster Murli. Back to you.
Thank you, DTM Perry. Dear Toastmaster, have you noticed when a man with a silver tongue evaluates the speech, the magic gets created?
Thank you.
And this is what I felt, DTM Perry. I am sure Toastmaster Murli will be compelled to incorporate the findings of DTM Perry, and it is indeed always a pleasure to learn from the best in the business. Our next evaluator tonight is DTM Mark Velina. DTM Mark Velina is a champion speaker for an international speech. He is a champion TT and champion speech evaluator at the division level. DTM Mark is also past president of Elite Toastmaster Stars Club. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mark Velina, who will evaluate level 1 project 2 speech of Toastmaster Viju Raghavan. Over to you, DTM Mark.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mehul, for that very elevating introduction. Blossom Toastmasters, dignitaries, families, and friends, good evening. And a pleasant evening to Toastmaster Viju, who delivered his speech project for Pathway Level 1.2, wherein he carried out those feedback which he got from his previous evaluation. I would like to start by saying that the Toastmaster Viju has exerted an unexpected change or an unexpected transformation in his speech tonight. There are a lot of improvement, as I can see from the previous evaluation that was given to him by Toastmaster Ajit. Since the focus of the evaluation for Toastmaster Viju is to note down whether he have applied those feedback which he have received from his previous evaluator. Let me just give you a summary of the evaluation of his previous evaluator. The previous evaluator said that a good personal story might help his speech. And it is very clear that Toastmaster Viju has really applied this recommendation by giving his personal story, his personal touch in his speech tonight. When he started his speech, saying whatever happened for a good reason, whatever happened for a good reason, and whatever will happen for a good reason. That is a very good opening. That is a very catchy opening that will definitely trap or catch your audience so that they will listen to you. And you move along by telling us your work experience from where you worked before in an isolated place you called as Turaib and then transferred to Ras Al Khair. This is the personal story that Toastmaster Ajit wanted to see in your speech, and you delivered. Thank you very much. You moved on by not just telling the story, but telling how you felt while you were on those scenarios in your life. You were talking about how monotonous your life was living in Turaib and Ras Al Khair, and how negative your attitudes became when you were working in these isolated areas. It's very good. And then you moved along by saying that you should look at the positive things, or you should look at things in a positive attitude, which is very good. The second recommendation that your previous evaluator said is you have to improve your voice modulation. Let me come back to you on that. Second is the call for specific action. That you did deliver at the conclusion or at the end of the speech by calling everyone to look at life in a positive way, to look at things in a positive way. And then moving along, the last recommendation is to improve your conclusion and to set up your camera, which you did, and you delivered all these things. In my humble suggestion, the monotonous voice can be improved. Sometimes when you tell a story, you have to sometimes slow down when it is something sad, and you have to increase the volume of your voice when you have to speak of something that you want to give impact on. That would make your speech non-monotonous. And another recommendation is that when we tell a story, it is always nice that there is a twist in the story. You turn from the negative attitude to the positive attitude, but what was the twist? What was that thing that made you turn your perspective? That could have been improved your speech and made your speech an excellent one. Overall, it was a great speech. I can see your passion. I can see your drive. Continue doing it. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Mark, for a flawless evaluation. Ladies and gentlemen, evaluation becomes a life-changing moment when it is done by the best in the business and DTMs. I'm sure and certain that Toastmaster Viju will have the similar life-changing moment with this evaluation by Toastmaster DTM Mark. Ladies and gentlemen, we always keep our roots at the base. Our next evaluator is none other than our Mind Academy Toastmaster founder and founder of the Mind Academy, DTM Murli Krishnan. DTM Murli Krishnan is a certified life coach, a certified maintenance and reliability professional. He is Program Quality Director of the Division D, past President of Peria Toastmaster Club. What I have noticed is no one can be left untouched by the warmth and the charisma of the personality of DTM Murli Krishnan. Ladies and gentlemen, please let me welcome DTM Murli Krishnan to evaluate the Project 1, Level 2, Project 1 speech of Madam Toastmaster Soumya Preeti. Over to you, Murli Krishnan, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mehul, for the touching introduction. Mr. General Evaluator, Flossom Toastmasters, very distinguished guest, and Madam Toastmaster, Soumya Preeti in particular. Good evening. First of all, let me take this opportunity to congratulate Madam Toastmaster Soumya Preeti for completing your level 1 project 2 in a grand style. Congratulations to you, and let's all give a round of applause for completing a speech in a wonderful style. Your opening was indeed very powerful. Show them what it means to be truly in love. You started with that note. You had an excellent transition to the story and a powerful conclusion with a call of action, like explaining it's not about head full of knowledge, but a heart full of love. What a wonderful call for action towards the end to leave a message for all of us to take home. What I liked the most in your speech is probably I felt that I haven't heard a story so well for quite a while. It was indeed a very nice storytelling approach. We liked the story very much about Arjuna and Krishna. It was so well put forward. It was like a teacher explaining a story to all of us. We were all like having that feeling that we are in a class and you teaching us taking us through a story of Arjuna and Krishna. It was very well put out. Excellent storytelling skills. Coming to some of your strengths that I liked most was, I know that you are in your third speech in this Toastmastering platform, and using the word of the day in your speech project is indeed commendable. Congratulations for that. You are well prepared and you are very confident. Because of the preparedness that you are, you're very confident in delivering your speech. And as I was monitoring your progress right from your icebreaker, you had shown tremendous progress in your, I would say, much beyond the level of Toastmasters. You have done tremendous improvement in your journey towards Toastmastering, towards an excellent Toastmastering, I would say. Coming to the comments that you had from the previous evaluation, there were 3 comments on eye contact, a powerful opening, and a call for action kind of closing. You did very well. You did justice to those 2 comments on opening. You had a powerful opening. You had a conclusion with a call for action. Eye contact, I think, in this online platform, there are limitations to eye contact. But I think that, for me as an evaluator, it was difficult to catch. But I think you did justice to that part as well. So in that way, this project is asking you to, apply those feedbacks, and you have done that wonderfully well. Coming to the recommendation part of his speech, I have 2 humble recommendations. One is, the topic was about caring and helping others. But what I felt was the story that you had, a majority of portion was not rightly reflecting on the caring and helping nature. So I think you would have selected a better story so that this message would have been in a much more enhanced way that it would have, because the subject was about helping and caring. Of course, it was touching, but a majority of that portion was not touching. So when you select, its story was wonderfully crafted and it was nice. But was it really touching that the message? I would say not really. That is one part. Second is, a story or a speech becomes more genuine. It comes from your heart when you add your element into it, your personal story, what you felt, how you helped others, what kind of love you had for others. If you mix all these things in this particular story, it would have come in a much more enhanced way. But overall, seeing your progress, ultimately we are all here to progress, right? It's not about a particular speech evaluation, a particular point. Overall, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. Wonderful journey. All the very best. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Murali Krishnan, for a flawless and inspiring evaluation. That is a wow moment. I felt DTM Murali Krishnan has articulated a very nice Tirunelveli Alva to Madam Toastmaster Soumya Preeti. And I am sure she will like it, and she will, of course, incorporate those comments in the next speech. Ladies and gentlemen, today evening, our table topic evaluator is Madam Toastmaster Meera Nambiar. Meera Nambiar is a Keralite brought up in Mumbai, who worked as a training officer at Hindustan Unilever Limited. She also was a teacher for the Indian International School Jubail. She is now completely devoted to the family, and she is a passionate member of Mind Academy Toastmaster Club. I would like to mention as well that Mind Academy has reached to a greater heights by her PR initiative led by Madam Toastmaster Meera Nambiar. So I would like to welcome Madam Toastmaster Meera Nambiar to evaluate all the table topic speakers tonight. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster Meera.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening to all our Toastmasters and our guests, and especially the table topic speakers. We had three impactful and flawsome speakers who talked clearly, and each one of them gave their own personal spin to their tales. We started with Toastmaster Murli Rao. He started his speech with an impact when he said that water is the essence of life. Toastmaster Murli did take a moment to start, but he organized himself quickly and treated us to a well-structured and confident speech with his journey through life aiding him and his good choice of words helping him. He also had a very conclusive call of action. Next speaker was DTM Perry, sir. DTM Perry is undoubtedly a champion speaker, and it was our honor to hear him speak. He presented the topic with a lot of emotion and used the word of the day to good effect. I missed a little punch at the start, but when it flowed, DTM Perry took it head on and also left us with an inspired message to carry back. Our third speaker was our guest, Bala Subramaniam. Our guest is indeed a positive speaker, and he speaks from his heart. He also spoke about his role in this partnership. The start was fantastic, but the ending felt a little abrupt, considering the topic's potential and ye dil mange more here. But clearly, Mr. Bala is a speaker in the making, and we would love to hear more from him. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster Meera Nambiar. That was a seamless and very constructive evaluation of all the TT speakers. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Meera. May I request the timer report for the time taken by each evaluator, please?
General Evaluator, distinguished Toastmasters and respected guests, once again, I take immense pleasure in declaring the timer results. We have 4 evaluation speakers who are qualified for the voting process. Here they are: Toastmaster Anand, distinguished Toastmaster Periyanayagam sir, distinguished Toastmaster Mark sir, distinguished Toastmaster Murli sir, and our own Madam Toastmaster Meera Nambiar. They are qualified with timings of 2 minutes 25 seconds, 3 minutes 22 seconds, 3 minutes 28 seconds, and Madam Toastmaster Meera with 1 minute and 57 seconds, respectively. Unfortunately, distinguished Toastmaster PJJ Anthony sir and distinguished Toastmaster Mark Vienna, I'm afraid, distinguished Toastmaster Mark Vienna overshooted the time by 4 minutes and 3 seconds. So unfortunately, these 2 speakers are not qualified. The remaining 4 speakers have qualified. So shortly, we'll be launching the poll. Thank you, General Evaluator. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bala. I request vote counter and Zoom master to please prepare the vote, and I would request all the participants, including guests, to please vote for the best evaluator. Ladies and gentlemen, mean the time we have voting ongoing, I would request DTM Perry sir to please share few moments from his journey as a DTM, which can be an encourage and interesting to the budding Toastmaster and to our club. Over to you, DTM Perry.
Can you hear me, Toastmaster Mehul and others? Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
That is
yes, we can hear you.
Because my wife is in the kitchen busy, so you can, that if you hear any noise in the background, it is from the mixing, making some juice for me. Anyway, thank you so much, Toastmaster Mehul, giving me this wonderful opportunity to speak to this wonderful club, Mind Academy Club. I'm not trying to say this to make you happy. Let me tell you, it was a flawsome experience. I'm telling you. I think I'm seeing so much of, as DTM PJJ said, what I witnessed here is passion, passion, and passion. Passion in not just, wonderful prepared speeches, nice table topics, very creatively presented, and good evaluations. And I had the honor of being one of them. But more importantly, what I said, every role player is enjoying her or his job in this club. I'm so impressed with Mind Academy Toastmasters. The variety of people, the audience that you have, the members playing the roles, wonderfully done. There is a lot of I can see. I'm only seeing the tip of the iceberg. I think all the efforts are under the sea. I can see. I think DTM Murli, Toastmaster Bala, Vijita Murli. I think all the members of this wonderful club, Toastmaster Jyoti, who has been my past neighbor and a great friend. All of you, I think you guys have put in a lot of effort, and I'm seeing that as outputs coming out from all the members. You don't look like a new club, a fairly new club. You're looking like a club which is carrying itself with a lot of style, a lot of poise, and you're motivating and you're supporting each other. There is so much of camaraderie. I can see the camaraderie in the air, and so beautifully strewn in the air. That is so very nice. And also some nice designs. Let me tell you, there are some flawsome designs that I observed today, which I wanted to say in the beginning, but let me say, there are more than two. I saw there are more than two Murlis. There are 2 or 3 Murlis here. There are 2 or 3 warriors here. There are more than 2 Balas here. I think more than 2 Irshads here. I think more than 2 Anands here. I think you're literally keeping the audience like I'm watching a Christopher Nolan movie. You're keeping me guessing. That's the way to keep audience's attention in today's era. Those days are gone. When DTM PJJ time, and when I started my icebreaker, we used to come like the children in the classroom and listen very carefully. These days we can't. We are having Gauri Warrior attending this. The new gen team is coming. Okay, so nice way. You're doing a great job. Keep it up, and it'll be my honor and my pleasure to come and support you whenever you feel that I can do a little bit. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for
that. Thank you very much, DTM Perry. I'm really humbled and touched. I'm really touched by the humble speech and the recommendations and the support you have given to the Mind Academy Toastmaster Club.
If you'll give me
Thank you very much, sir.
If you can give me
Meanwhile,
if you can give me 1 more minute, please pardon me. Most of the times I kept my camera off because I wanted to spare you from this flawsome look on my face, which was an accident in the tennis court last evening. It was not very polite of me, so that's the reason. Thank you.
that makes generally, if you may allow me for a minute to speak, Mr. DTM Perry,
go ahead, sir.
Thanks for joining this meeting. Even with this condition today morning when we were discussing with Bala, he was telling that this is why leaders like you are there at wherever you are. So thanks a lot. Even with this condition, even I was actually thinking whether to say that you can join in next meeting. Then I thought you are already charged to join. So I thought not to tell you like that. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for joining for this meeting, sir. Thanks a lot. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, distinguished leaders, to encourage us. Let me welcome grammarian and word master, Toastmaster, DTM Anit Kumar, to present the report, please.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Mehul. Hope I am audible.
Yes, you are.
Very much.
Thank you.
Yes, you are, sir.
Today, I must say that I am the happiest word master in town. I could find that almost everyone have used this word of the day. Madam Toastmaster Vijita Murli, Toastmaster Murli Rao, DTM Mark Villana, Toastmaster Viju Raghavan, Madam Toastmaster Jyoti Warrior, DTM Murli Krishnan, Toastmaster Soumya Preeti, DTM Perry, Toastmaster Mehul, Toastmaster Anand, Madam Toastmaster Meera Nambiar, and even one of our guests, Rima Borua, she has typed the word in the chat box. So take a bow. Now, to explain about my role as the grammarian. Tonight, in this meeting, I would say that this is a paradise for any grammarian, Mind Academy Toastmasters Club. The words and the notations were flawless. It was coming as automatically from all of you. I should say that the meeting started with the words of William Arthur with the pessimist, optimist, and realist. It was a very good quote. And then eat sugar, eat sweet, and be free from diabetes. And just deviating a little bit, I should tell you, Toastmaster Irshad, my father was actually a patient of Dr. Prasad, and I would just like to quote one instance. While we were visiting one of our neighbors, a kid was roaming around and they brought some sweets. My father took the laddu, he took a pinch of that laddu, put it in the kid's mouth and swallowed the remaining. So that was the effect of Dr. Prasad's treatment. So these are some things which got me back to my memories. And if Mind Academy Toastmaster Club is the paradise for any grammarian, then Madam Toastmaster Vijaya Murali was the epicenter. A lot of beautiful words, anecdotes, notations. It was, you could say, infinite number of words came from her. For example, some of them were free from the curse of leadership, pure blessing for an introvert, then more altruistic affiliate, and she even introduced a new word that is laissez-faire. I hope I got it right. Laissez-faire, which is leave alone and let it go. And all the speakers, Toastmaster Murli Rao, Madam Toastmaster Saumya, everyone were given their inputs. Keep on sowing your seeds. Curiosity have always been our friend. Then stages of cognitive development, paradigm shift, and Toastmaster Viju Raghavan, you have said whatever that is happening for the good. And one particular one which I liked was taste varieties of coffee to talk on various subjects. Mind blowing. Superb notations that you have given. And then during driving, instead of some corrections which I would like to say is, instead of driving to the desert, you could use like riding to the desert. It would have been better, and we can achieve success. Now coming to Madam Toastmaster Saumya Preeti, to make a difference in someone's life need not require you to be brilliant, beautiful, and wealthy. What I thought. Now anyone who fits into your clothes are not starving. A great one from Hadil. What gets me out of the bed is my desire to live every day. Each morning we are born again. Not even Einstein can defeat a youth leader. Another one from Hadil. When a man with a silver tongue evaluates, magic gets created. So magic have been created at Mind Academy Toastmasters Club. Thank you very much for having this wonderful meeting. And back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, DTM Anit, for very nice and detailed report. I was very impressed with the details and the attention you have given to whole meeting. Our meeting today has proved that speaking becomes really impressive when words are chosen wisely and correctly. Now it is my turn to evaluate the whole proceeding. I have divided it into two parts. One is pre-work and then this meeting. In our last meeting, Toastmaster of the Day, general evaluators were assigned, and immediately the next day, the meeting assignees were introduced and given the task. Meeting agenda was set up by the Toastmaster of the Day 3 days before of the meeting, which is a big plus for us. The speech objectives were communicated and were followed very nicely. Yesterday, we had a preparatory meeting for today's meeting, which was a big plus. All members today, so in this meeting, all members were on time. Sergeant at Arms started the meeting with a very great note. Guests were greeted, introduced by our president, and were welcomed in a cordial manner. Presiding officer, President Bala, started the meeting with a very positive note. All the assignees were introduced and explained their roles and performed them in a very precise manner. Table topics were really interesting and presented logically and very clearly. Evaluators, the stars of our Toastmaster fraternity, did a marvelous job and pointed out the improvements in a very, very cordial and humble way. Performance by all the assignees were up to the mark. Meeting, timing, and agenda were followed. And on behalf, and the whole meeting was definitely a big education, entertainment, and fun session. Kudos to our team. Ladies and gentlemen, I thoroughly enjoyed my role today as a general evaluator, and big thank you to VP Education and President Bala for awarding me this opportunity. Thank you very much and good evening to everybody. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank
Madam
you, General
Jyoti.
Evaluator Mehul. And to all our evaluators, thank you for your valuable feedback. This will certainly help not only our speakers, but every one of us at Mind Academy Toastmasters to identify our strengths and weaknesses and work on them. We had a great lineup tonight, didn't we? And it's time now to know the best among them based on tonight's performance. I invite our vote counter, Toastmaster Azhar, to announce the results.
Hi. Depending upon the polls, what we had received, MTM Vijda Murali is the winner for the prepared speech. DTM Peri is the winner for the TT session, and MTM Meera is the winner for the evaluation session. Congratulations for all. Thanks.
Congratulations to the winners and to everyone who presented their prepared speech, who spoke on the TT session, and also to the evaluators. To collaborate and work in a vibrant team was highly motivating to adapt to the forced social isolation of my 14 days home quarantine time. Say that Zoom is a poor substitute for spontaneity and intimacy. Our interactions are emotionally impoverished. But undoubtedly, these virtual platforms have opened up new avenues of getting connected regardless of our location. See, I got the opportunity to participate and be the Toastmaster of the day from India. We have evaluators, speakers, guests, assignees from India, Kuwait, United Arab Emirates, northern part of Saudi Arabia joining a meeting hosted from Jubail. Adapt may sound tough, demanding a lot of effort. Socrates has rightly said, the secret of change is to focus all our energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. So we must go with the flow to cope and to win. I extend my gratitude to my team of assignees, especially Club Mentor Vijita, Club President Bala, VP Education Murli Rao, and General Evaluator Mehul Chauhan, and our well-wisher J&K Warrior. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Club President Bala.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster of the Day. Indeed, the moment when it was conveyed to me from our Vice President Education that it's going to be you, I was certain that it's going to be a grand success, and it meant to be one. Thanks a lot, Toastmaster of the Day, Madam Toastmaster Jyoti Jain Warrior, for taking those great efforts to make this session a grand success. I request Club Mentor DTM Anit Kumar to share your reflections about the TMOD's performance. It will add a lot of value for the TMOD future projects. If you can share a word or two, DTM Anit Kumar.
Thank you, DTM Bala, for this opportunity, and Madam Toastmaster Jyoti. Take a bow. That is what I should say. Take a bow. It was an awesome performance and a well executed Toastmaster meeting. Everything was into perfection. I loved each and every moment of it. As I informed, I told you before, this was to my role, even to my role as the grammarian and word master, this was like a paradise. Because from the start, I could find that everything was well coordinated and it was executed to the perfection. Great job. And my very best wishes to you for the future projects. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Club Mentor, for those encouraging words. I'm sure and certain this is going to add a lot of value to TMOD's future projects, both in Toastmaster and elsewhere as well. Thank you, DTM Anant Kumar, for that. I hereby request our Vice President Education to take us through our educational highlight session for the upcoming next session. Toastmaster Murli Rao.
Thank you, President Bala. So first of all, let me congratulate all the assignees and speakers today, and also Mind Academy to achieve its first milestone. So we have got our first DCP point with 4 members completing level 1. So congratulations everyone, and especially the education subcommittee working tirelessly in the background. So Madam Saumya Preeti and Toastmaster Mehul Chauhan. So big round of applause for all of them. And going forward for September 28th, the speakers is Toastmaster Sri Kumar, Madam Toastmaster Jyoti, TM Mehul Chauhan, Toastmaster Ramesh Nambiar, Toastmaster Bala Subramaniam. And Toastmaster of the day is Toastmaster Viju. And general evaluator is MTM Jyoti Warrior. Of course, that's what the tradition is. So once you become TMOD, you graduate to general evaluator. and just to make sure that we have enough speakers, because sometimes we have people who drop out. So for the October 12th speech, we have Madam Toastmaster Vijita Murli, Toastmaster Anand, Toastmaster Viju Raghavan, Madam Toastmaster Meera, and Toastmaster Muhammad Irshad. So for the October guys, just a word of caution, maybe you should start preparing now because you might be the 6th speaker. Thank you.
Many thanks, Vice President Education, for highlighting that we have achieved our first DCP point, a milestone indeed for us as a team. A big round of applause, and also giving a good heads up going forward. Thank you, Vice President Toastmaster Murli. Does the club members and club officers would like to add anything to the discussion? If not, I will take the opportunity, although DTM Perry sir have shared a reflection of his program, I would personally request one more time to ask for an area of improvement for us as a team, which will help us in the long journey. DTM Perry sir.
That was a difficult table topic question for me to answer. Honestly speaking, I'm unable to spot any at this stage, except for one. One recommendation probably, which is a universal recommendation to all the Toastmasters clubs, all the established clubs as well as the upcoming clubs, is all the prepared speakers. I think the table topics wonderful. Evaluations were great. All the assignees' roles were brilliant. The prepared speeches, please consult and work with your mentors. Okay. One way, I think Toastmasters, very quickly, Toastmasters is a platform where you can give different forms and different shapes and different channels and outputs for your aspiration. Whatever you want to become in your life, start with Toastmasters. There are examples here. DTM Murli is one. Madam Vichita is one. I mean, they started with Toastmasters, but see where they've gone today. I mean, they've gone from Toastmasters and enjoyed this learning lessons, the value of learning through Toastmasters. They have mastered that, and they are now giving it back to the society, to the youth and youngsters here. But how did they become what they became? It's because they took every one of their projects very passionately, very seriously, and they tried to do justice, present beauty. one common advice that I would present beauty to this world, and this world is going to roll out its red carpets to you. Don't attempt your prepared speeches in a mechanical fashion, if I may say so. I think all of you did a great job today, but we have all your prepared speeches, work with full passion with your mentors and experts, speakers and presenters, and use them as a stepping stone to reach wherever your inspirations will reach. Thank you very much.
Indeed, sir, it's an inspiring words for us, and we will for sure take those comments. And for the guests and all the other Toastmasters in Facebook, there is Perry at Personal Mastery, an inspiring session which can add a lot of value to you as an individuals and aspiring leaders. Thanks a lot once again, DTM Perry, sir, for being in our show and giving such inspiring words for us. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
There is also a Personal Mastery group. Any one of you who may want to join can then message there. We'll add you. Thank you.
For sure, sir. Thank you. Many thanks. So it's my honor and pleasure to now request the guests who have joined from the beginning. And I guess we have DTM Mark over here. So if DTM Mark can throw some lights where we can improve and work upon, DTM Mark can add a lot of value to us. DTM Mark.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Bala, President of Mind Academy Toastmasters Club. Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure and my honor to be part of this meeting tonight. It's my first time to attend this club meeting for Mind Academy Toastmasters Club. Thank you for inviting me. The meeting went very well, very smoothly, conducted by both the Toastmaster of the Day and the General Evaluator. You can see the passion in all of the members in doing their roles as the club members. And I must commend the XCOM, of course, for, they kept on messaging you and reminding you of your role. Personally, they messaged me and invited me and reminded me of my role for the meeting. Thank you very much for that. That is really doing the meeting not only upfront or not only during the meeting, but before the meeting. The preparation is very important. So I would like to commend the club for doing so. Management of time, maybe most probably is my only suggestion and recommendation that we can improve on. And also, I would like to second the suggestion of DTM Perry, sir. Consulting your mentor is very important. We do, as we say, we can try, but we will not get the same effect. We will always get the same effect, rather. But if you try correctly, if you practice correctly with your mentor, then you will see a different result. Overall, I enjoy attending your meeting tonight, our meeting tonight, and thank you for having me. Over to you, Mr. President.
Well put, DTM Mark, sir. It's always our meeting. Thanks for being with us tonight, and looking forward to have you in many more such occasions. We will indeed take the note with respect to the time management, sir. We will have an eye on that. Thank you. So going forward, I guess we can request one by one of the guests who have joined from the beginning, which gives a big boost for us. I think we can start with the man who started his table topic attempt today, Mr. Bala and Mrs. Bala. If you can share in your thoughts and experience of being part of this session.
No, absolutely, it's fabulous, and thanks for. This is the first kind of experience for us, for both of us to join and be part of this group. It was very great to be. The time flew by, and I was not expecting that you guys will pull me in for the table topic. That was really challenging, but anyway, I hope I just managed it, but not so well. But anyway. Overall, it's a very wonderful experience this evening to meet you all, and it was a very different experience in Zoom or whatever the connection. The digitization made it possible. I'll give she has to spare some time too on this.
Yeah, and to my experience, I really had a great time. I have to really mention at this point of time, with my daughter's youth leadership, Mr. Perry, you must be knowing that, and she was a part of that. And I never used to do those sessions. I used to enjoy a bit of everything. And after that, after 4 years, or if I'm not wrong, I had this kind of session, and it's a good experience for me, getting diverted from my normal routine. And I'm thankful to Kirti and Mr. Murli for this wonderful evening. and it was nice to meet you all. Had a great time.
Yeah. Thank you. And we're just not mature enough to give any comments. So bear with us.
We are not that qualified, I could say.
It was our pleasure, Mrs. Bala, to have you. And Mr. Bala, you were indeed awesome in your speech as an opener. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being in our midst. Thank you. So if we may listen from Madam Rima, your thoughts and reflections of the program, a word or two. Madam Rima.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Rima. I'm from actually. So this is my first time with you all, and I really enjoyed. I especially thank Mrs. Vijita for inviting me to join this Zoom session. It's really, it's been a great journey for me. I enjoyed a lot and looking forward to such great experiences. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Likewise, ma'am. We'll be looking forward to have you more in our future sessions as well. Thank you, ma'am. So if we can have a word or two from Madam Gira. If not, we can listen. Yeah, we can listen from Mr. and Mrs. Manu Harihar. Your thoughts and reflections about the session, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Toastmasters. We are also the first time in this kind of a platform. And thanks to the new Zoom platform, because we are from United Arab Emirates, Dubai. And special thanks to Ramesh Nambiar, who is our uncle, who invited us here. And also I found Murali. He's my classmate in Engineering College, Palakkad. And it was a nice evening. You have gifted a very good evening to us. I don't know how the time flew this evening from 7 o'clock to 9:40 here. And also all the speakers were in their good speeches. And I was in a dilemma to select whom to vote for the speeches and as well as the evaluations. It was a night plan. Thanks. And
yeah, the same. Thank you so much for inviting us to this platform. It's a real pleasure to see all the Toastmasters in the best forms. We could gather some very valuable information from your speeches. Thank you so much, and wish you all the best in all your future endeavors. Thank you.
Pleasure, ma'am. It was a pleasure to have you both on the session and looking forward to having the future sessions as well. Next, we would like to have a word or two from Madam Gira Rawal. Ma'am.
Yes, it was very inspirational session, as well as actually I was thinking whether I will be able to get the time with small kid I have, but with the God's grace I got the opportunity, and it was very nice session. All the speakers were excellent, evaluators all were very good evaluation they did. Actually, I am thinking to join, but actually, I don't know whether I can or not because of the time. Actually, perfect timing join. I will not be able to join or not. But it was a very nice session. Thank you so much for Vijita Babi for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you.
It was really nice and kind of you for sharing with us from the beginning to the end, ma'am. Many thanks once again. Looking forward to have you in the future sessions as well. Thank you, ma'am. Then we have one guest, Mr. Afsal. If we can have a word or two from Mr. Afsal. Maybe. I guess maybe he might have dropped or some net issues, could be. So thank you to all the distinguished guests and the distinguished Toastmasters and also the club members. I would like to give a special note of thanks to Cavalier Hadil Irshad for being a great sport and taking us through that light-hearted joke mastery session today. Thank you, Cavalier Hadil Irshad. and also to Toastmaster Azhar in the midst of his busy schedule for joining us in today's session. Thank you. Self-development is a continuous process and we are embarking on that. This journey is going to have lots of challenges for sure. Let us be prepared to weather it out with grace and ease. That defines the best from the rest. With that note, I hereby adjourn the meeting. Till that time, take care and stay safe. Thank you once again.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good night.
everybody.
Good night.